Hello, everybody. Welcome to our yoga teacher training information session. I think I called it Into the Journey because, yeah, it is a journey. It's a 9-month journey. Yes. You know, a lot of programs out there is like, do it in 3 weeks or do it in
over the summer or whatever.
Over the summer, yeah. I can't imagine. Like, I did my program when I did yoga teacher training in 3 months, and it was just like...
3 months you did yours? Wow.
Yeah, it was middle of February to end of May.
Okay.
So
I think mine was September to May or something like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So anyways, our program is 9 months because we leave you lots of integration time, right?
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Trista Davis. I'm the owner of Above Average Wellness. And today, Gillian and I are here to talk to you about our yoga teacher training. So my background is in a lot of the energetics, somatics, asana, that type of thing. And Gillian is primarily focused on anatomy and nervous system and all that kind of stuff. So maybe you want to talk a little bit about what you bring to the training.
Yeah, so my kind of background is, oh my gosh, like 25 years now of working in the forensic field, in anatomy labs. And so I have spent a lot of time kind of learning about the human body, and now I apply all of that to movement practice and science and all of that stuff. So I bring the nerdy side into things, whereas Trista's a little bit more on the spiritual and personal experience in that realm. So we're two very different teachers, but we bring definitely our signature styles to the table. So,
yeah. And that's what we really, like this program, it started out very like, you know, run by 2 people and it was a lot of pressure and it, you know, it was good, but it's like, it's so much better now because we found the best in the industry in Edmonton and we brought them to the program to bring their expertise so that we're not trying to deliver something that is like, not that we don't know it, but that we're not passionate about.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like I could deliver the yoga philosophy module, but Nand has been doing it for 15, 20 years. So like, why would I do it when we have Nand who can do it?
Yeah.
So, So we're here to tell you about yoga teacher training because we've had a ton of questions. We currently have 6 spots left in the training and we start on September 27th, which is just like 2.5 weeks away. Wow. We gotta get the schedule done.
It's coming in hot.
Yeah. So we just wanted to come on and answer any questions. So if you have any questions, definitely put them in the chat. And I'm going to go through our frequently asked questions that I have sent out via email the last couple weeks and just kind of what you can expect from our program and why maybe we're a little bit different. So first of all, Above Average, our philosophy here is that every body, every human, come as you are, and we will find yoga that works for you rather than trying to, you know, have a standard yoga class work for you. Because the thing is, and this is what Gillian really brings to the training, is like all bodies are different. And it doesn't matter what size you are, your injuries, your abilities, like you should be able to practice yoga. And that's the type of training we have so that anybody can come to the training, but we also want to put those types of teachers out where they can walk into any room and not be scared of the bodies that are in there, right? I'm in a lot of yoga teacher groups online, and that's one of the most frequently asked questions, like, oh, I have somebody with a bigger body come into my class and I don't know what to do with them. And I'm like, I'm so glad that the teachers we put out in the world don't have to have that question.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's probably, there's still going to be scenarios where you will be intimidated by a body walking into the room. Like that's just human nature, right? You have your first pregnant body walk into the room, right? And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this is a new thing. That's never going to go away, but at least we will have had the conversations and exposed you to that sort of teaching and how to maybe facilitate and at least be able to have that conversation with the student as well as to what works for their body. So I think that's the biggest thing that we're so proud of this program, that we've been able to kind of develop that sort of dialogue and awareness amongst the teachers. So
yeah, because when I took my training, like, the teacher was very good with me. I was pretty much living in the same body I have now, and she was really good, but the program was not for me. Finally, she just said to me, you know what, just teach me how you would she's like, teach me this pose how you would teach it.
Right.
And then so I had to think, and I was like, so that's what really sparked us, is like, we need to create a teacher training, because I had to stand in front of the room and think, okay, well, how would I teach this in my body, versus like, oh, we can actually teach people to do this. Right. So yeah, so that's like kind of the biggest difference, is that like, that is what we focus on. So you don't have to go out and take a specialized accessible training after you're done this. This is built in. Okay. And we also include things like chair yoga, kids yoga, restorative yoga, yin yoga, and it's not like we spend tons of hours on them, but you get a little taste of everything, so you can see where you might want to specialize after your training's over.
And that's the sort of thing that we usually bring other teachers in to do, because they really shine in those realms.
Absolutely. The youngest person we've had do the program is 16, and I think the oldest is like 73. So literally, it's for everybody.
We've had male and female.
Yep.
But it tends to kind of lean more on the female body side, but absolutely, we've had all genders really in the room. So yeah,
absolutely. And the other thing that we do that we're really proud of is we have you start practice teaching from week 1. And when I did my training, we didn't do any practice teaching until about 3/4 of the way through. And then by then it was really scary, because I think you get really comfortable and you're like, oh, I'm never going to have to teach. And then all of a sudden you're like, teach, 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 teach. So we have you start practice teaching from day 1. Even if you're never going to teach, this is such a good personal development thing, like getting up in front of a room and teaching. And we work with you with that. We work through all the objections, all the worries, all the fears, because we've both been there. We've both had to teach our first yoga class, and so we really want to help you with that. And that's like brings me to my next point, is like, people do this program and never teach yoga because they just want to do it for their own personal development, their own personal practice, and that's totally fine. You never ever have to teach yoga because you're doing this program. And then some people will register as just like personal development, and they'll come out of it and they'll be like, I want to teach.
That's super common.
Yeah,
super common.
Yeah, totally. I think Christine was that way. Yeah, and she's starting her first class next week. So yeah, super exciting. Yeah. So okay, I already talked about we have strong teachers. Yeah, and when we push you out of your comfort zone, it's in a very loving and compassionate way. We the growth we see in this program, that's really like why we keep doing it, is like, when people walk through the door day 1, they don't walk out the same, even on day 3, right? But by the end of 9 months together in community, it's like everything's changed.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah. And you can't be unchanged from attending it. So a lot of people ask if there's homework. And so there is homework, but it's really the homework is about your personal practice. And so it's like attending different classes and taking notes on those classes and things like that. It's not like, I don't know. I had like a label the parts of the body homework. We don't do that.
Nope. Not even in the anatomy section. You're not going to have to do that.
There's no written test. That's another question we get. Is there a written test? No. The test is doing a practical exam at the end, which is teaching a yoga class. So no, you do not have to memorize. You're not going to like sit down for an hour and do a written test. None of that. The homework is like 15 hours spread out over the 9 months. It's really nothing. We ask you to do a business plan, a meditation script, things that you're going to use if you become a yoga teacher.
Yeah. And go and check out other studios. Like when we say like go and learn from other teachers, take their classes, it's not to judge that teacher by any means. It's so that you can pick and choose what type of teacher you want to be. That's really what helps you kind of narrow your voice as your own personal
Yeah, and it's like for people who have only come to above average, it's like a whole world out there.
Yeah.
Even for me, like I haven't done a yoga class outside the community in a long time, so maybe I should.
I know, right? Like
maybe
we get into these,
we get into these kind
comfort
of
zones.
grooves. Yeah. I won't call it a rut. I'll call it a groove. We will come check the questions and comments. Oh, is that Christine? Maybe. Yeah, I think it's probably Christine. I was actually going to invite her to be here today, and I totally forgot. Maybe I'll. If that's her, I'll put
Christine,
her on the
get
spot.
in your car. Get over here.
Put her on the spot and see if she wants to talk at the end for us. We can bring her on the camera, see what she says. Put her out there. Okay, and so yeah, and the training really is more than a training. It becomes a community. Like people walk away with all new friends, and it's so funny to like watch them like interact with each other on Facebook, and of course in the room. And sometimes we just like laugh for hours, and sometimes we cry and we hold each other in that as well. And so yes, it's a training, but it is this community that gets created over 9 months as well. Okay, so the things that we're going to be covering. So first of all, we already have enough to run. We only have 6 spots left, in fact. So we'll be covering, of course, the physical postures of yoga, which is called asana, kids yoga, yin yoga, restorative yoga, pranayama, which is breathing or breath control, kriya, which is part of kundalini yoga, so we just do a little bit on that, chanting and mantra, various meditation techniques, and how to teach meditation. So you could teach a meditation leaving the program as well. Communication skills required for being a successful yoga teacher. Teaching methodology, so how to teach, time management, also like flow of a class, what do we call it? Sequencing. How to address specific needs of individuals in special populations. And we do this with like chair yoga and like you're running in November, which we already have people signed up for, yoga for menopause, right? So it's like that could be a specialized population. We talk about that. Qualities of a successful yoga teacher, the business of yoga, human anatomy and physiology, energetic systems, so the chakras, the koshas, the nadis, the bandhas, all that kind of stuff. And how to actually apply anatomy and physiology to your yoga practice. So again, this isn't memorizing. This isn't like, I don't know, this is your femur. It's like, what does that mean in the scope of being a yoga teacher? Right?
Yeah. We really like take the physical practice and look at how it shows up differently in the bodies. And yeah, like you said, forget about the test. There's no test.
There's no test.
Everybody's always so worried about a test. There's no test. It's all good.
It's true. And then, of course, history of yoga, philosophy, and traditional texts, as well as Ayurveda. And so Ayurveda is a sister science to yoga, so you do a whole weekend on that. Yogic lifestyle, the 8 limbs of yoga, the concept of dharma and karma, ethics for yoga teachers, understanding the value of teaching yoga as a service, learning how to create your own workshops, how to introduce sound, essential oils, and other elements to your class, creating and holding space for students, and then there's tons of personal growth activities, goal setting, ceremonies, all that. So what is the schedule? So people have been confused about this too. So I had somebody think that it was like every weekend.
Right.
And I was like, no. So it's 1 weekend a month, and then Wednesday nights, I can never remember the time, from 7 to 9.
9:15.
I think I changed it.
Oh, did you change it this year? Okay.
Because there's more Wednesdays, I think, that we can use. Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have to do the extra 15 minutes this year. So, yes. I have all the dates. They're all listed online. But it's basically 1 weekend a month. And what it is it's Saturday and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. So you still have time in the morning. You still have time in the evening. It's not a super long day. Like, it's 6 hours, but it's not 9 hours. We just found that doing the really long days just is not conducive to learning. And so we find after about 5.5, 6 hours, people are pretty done anyway. It's how we run actually all of our trainings.
But the Wednesdays are every week.
And the Wednesdays are every week, with the exception of Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and then a couple of other dates, March 18th, April 22nd, and May 27th. I don't remember, I have that in there. But I calculated the hours properly. It's all on there. But it's basically every Wednesday except for major holidays. Okay? And that is strictly on Zoom. The weekends can be on Zoom or in person. Okay, we have 2 people already who are attending completely online. One is from Las Vegas, and one is from Southern Alberta. So, yeah. And yes, you will leave the training as a certified yoga instructor, provided you complete everything that you need to complete. You get a certificate and a manual. And yeah, we're fairly small class size. There are a lot of teacher trainings out there that are training 50 people at a time. We won't be more than 20. So, yeah. Okay, so frequently asked questions. First question. I'm not super flexible. I have an injury, or I live with a chronic condition. Can I still take the training?
God, yes, please.
Yes, please. You talk about that. I'm going to look.
You're actually the people that we want in the room, because when we learn from one another, when we've got injuries, when we've got illnesses, when we've got issues that we're bringing with us into the room to train with, that preps us for teaching the general population. It's so rare to have a room of people in the general population where there's no injuries or no, right? Like, that doesn't happen. So learning from one another and our injuries is so beneficial to everyone in the training. So yes, bring your injuries, bring whatever you got with you.
Yeah, 100%. Am I too old to take yoga teacher training? I think we already covered this. No. You can't be too old. What if you miss a class? So this is another thing. They're like, oh my gosh, I already am planning to be in Mexico this month. And it's like, great, go to Mexico. Either join us from Mexico,
which we have had,
or you have to watch the recordings and send us a couple paragraphs about what was in the recordings, just so that we know that you watched it. Okay. Do I have to want to teach yoga? We already talked about that. I'm worried about the cost. Are there payment plans? Yes, we still have a very flexible payment plan. I think it's around $320 a month for like 10 months. So, yeah. And we don't charge anything extra for our payment plan, so there's no extra interest, there's no extra payments, nothing like that. What style of yoga will you learn? So what we teach is based in the Hatha yoga tradition, or Hatha yoga, depending on who you talk to. But basically all yoga is based on the Hatha yoga tradition, but ours is made accessible and for all bodies. And one thing we do like to say up front is that, like, we don't teach like headstands, handstands. What else don't we teach? Basically any really
shoulder stands,
any really potentially injury causing inversions. Yeah. So if you want that isn't in our program, but you can, if that is something that you want, there's workshops in Edmonton all the time, like strictly on teaching inversions.
Yes.
And honestly, like, I don't really think inversion should be part of a 200-hour program. I think they should be a specialized, if that's something that you want to teach.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't teach headstands, handstands. You do teach a version of crow. Yeah.
But we teach it more as a way to explore some of these other postures, and what can your body be capable of, right? Like, it's more of an inquisitive practice when we do some of those. So yeah,
totally. Will I be supported if I feel nervous speaking in front of others? Yes. Gillian and I both get nervous speaking in front of others. We're here on Facebook Live right now. Yeah.
I always say that you will never see me teach in a low cut shirt, because I get a blood pressure rash every single time that I teach. I guarantee right now I've got a blood pressure rash because I hate being in front of people. But you know, you do the things that you love. So
yeah, you do the things you got to do the things that you love, right? Mm-hmm. Do you have to be good at yoga to take this training? So, first of all, there is no such thing as being good at yoga. What is good at yoga? Yoga is a practice, yes, but it's not about achieving a pose in a certain way. It's like a practice of getting to know yourself and learning about presence and being in your body. And it's not about, can I get good at something? And we hear this so much even for our regular classes. People are like, well, I'm not going to be good at it. We actually don't have to be, or I'm not flexible. Great, that's why you come, right? To gain flexibility, to gain strength, all those things. What else? How do you know if this training is right for you? Basically, if you are excited about it and you have an open heart and you're willing to learn, you want to be in community, you want to create inclusive spaces, this training will 100% meet you where you're at, whether it's to teach or to deepen your own practice. So, yeah. Christine says she can't talk because she's eating dinner.
Oh, Christine.
Yeah, but she's here cheering us on now. She's here cheering us on. So does anybody out there have any questions? We have been running the program since 2018 now. Yeah, 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has. And we ran all the way through COVID. We
Yeah.
actually had 2 cohorts during the thick of COVID, which was...
So we're pretty good at the online stuff now. So
Yeah.
don't shy away from the online, the Wednesdays online, because we've got it down to a pretty good science now, and
it's only 2 hours. It's not like it's...
Yeah. And we've had the time to do some trial and error things, and I think we've got the program to a really beautiful spot now. You get to gain all of the benefits of some of our missteps over the years, right? So it's good.
That's why I was like, oh, we haven't done the schedule yet, but like, I know I'm teaching the first weekend, and I know you're teaching the second weekend.
Yeah,
and
right.
That's all we need to know at this point. And we've been busy doing fall programming, so yeah. So that is pretty much it. I am going to download this video and send it out in the on the above average mailing list. So, there might be a question there. Oh, the cost again. So I was very lazy and did not take the early bird price down. So for now, probably till the end of the week, because I'm going to send it out in the email too. So it's $3,095 plus tax. So it would be $309.50 per month plus tax is what the cost would be. Yeah. So it's $3,095. And then, I'm going to send out an email, and you'll probably have till like middle of next week, and then it will go up to the $33.95. Yeah. So, yes, we did not really confirm that cost. Was there something else? And Randy, are you from Edmonton? Christine says she's cheering for us from home. So yes, I will send this out. If you're on our mailing list, you can get the video again and watch it. But we are here to answer questions. You can call the studio, you can email, you can reach out to us on social media, and you'll see lots of social media posts about it in the next 2 weeks. Because, we're so good with the group we have now, but I think there's a few more people that are out there ready to be added to it. So.
And we start September 27th?
Yeah.
September 27th.
Yeah.
I unfortunately won't be there, but Trista
will be there. I will be there. Maybe we'll have treats that first weekend. You are welcome. Oh, you're from St. Albert. Awesome. Oh,
come join us. I'm from St. Albert.
I pretend I'm from St. Albert. Everybody thinks I'm from St. Albert. They're like, you don't live in St. Albert? I'm like, I live on just the edge. I do everything in St. Albert, and I grew up in St. Albert, Morinville. So
you live your life in St. Albert.
I do live my life in St. Albert. Yeah, just didn't want to pay the St. Albert taxes. Okay, I think there's one more comment, and then we'll shut her down. Okay, you are welcome, Sharon. All right, have a beautiful evening, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.